Do you know? Yeah, I can't imagine, but the Saucer Wars must have been so chaotic, bro. Thank you for checking out the Boys Quarter podcast, where we are in the compound, but we don't belong in the main house. We're available, so feel free to go and check us out on all the audio platforms. But since you are here, please do click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into this content.
It
Just
was
such a
like, well,
chaotic
apparently
atmosphere.
Onyx shot a real gun in Source Awards for
That's
their
what I'm saying.
performance. They shot the gun and in the roof, but there's not again. There's no footage. They tell these things so that you can be like, what? But the Source Awards, I can imagine being chaotic because it was, it was hoodish.
Hoodish. This is like the most fabulous hood. You ever been to a ghetto ass wedding? Two ghetto ass people with love, bro. It's like that, bro. It's just
But here's the thing, though.
how do you do something so nice and prestigious with?
That's that's the thing, though. Whether you like it or not, the Source Awards is not about nice and prestige. You're just trying to capitalize on a wave of let's award people for their gifts and their talents. Whether
Yeah,
you like it or not, if you're going to do the Source Awards, you're going to have to deal with those people because those are the people that make the music.
yeah,
So
but even now, like even now, where they've
ain't no
got.
Source Awards now.
I know. I'm moving it over now. I'm saying now in terms of the award shows they got a lot of the same sorts of people are there, but they know how to behave themselves now.
What's the award shows that they've got?
All the MTV ones and the
Well, that's
BT
not black.
ones,
Those are
and
not black. Those are not like hip hop awards. Those are music
what about
awards.
the BT ones?
Again, that's not hip hop awards. That's a music award. And who watches the BET award show? Who watches that?
I don't know, black people.
I don't know if they do. But my point, the thing is this: with the Source Awards, yes, you're always going to get tension because you have dope boys in the room. You have people that bought, you have crews in the room. So of course there's going to be clashes. At the Oscars and the Grammys, them niggas can't get in. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like um, it's like the mobile awards versus the MTV. You're not going to get anything at the MTV Awards because it's just not that type of night. But at the mobile awards, it can kick off because of the type of people that it might attract.
Bruh.
It's like the annual gangster awards. You're gonna get shootouts.
Annual gangster awards. Bruh, man, I feel like there just needs to be some kind of code or some kind of pattern up for
Man, it doesn't
certain
need to be
types.
anything. It doesn't need to be anything. That's just the world.
There
There's
was
good.
there
There's
was
bad.
at the link up TV did the award show, I think, or it was one of these like UK platforms did the award show, and a man got stabbed at the show. It's like, yo, really and truly, like we all know what we came here for. It's a music show. It's an awards thing. Like,
That's not what we came for, though. That's not what we came for. That's what it appears to be. We came to stunt. We came to brag. We came to wear Versace. We came to drink heavily. Of course, shit's gonna pop off. We didn't come to receive awards on a prestigious level. We came to show out. If you came to receive an award, why'd you bring 30 men with you?
but that's part of what I'm saying in terms of that there needs to be some kind of code. Like, yo, let's not be like this at this event. But anyway, man, this is about to be that WizKid discussion all over
Yeah,
again,
which
man.
again, by the way, that whiskey discussion, apparently nobody was running their venue. It was security that wasn't letting people in, and people were getting tired of being held outside. But it's so easy to sell a narrative of black people doing wrong. Everyone just jumps on they were rushing the venue. My brother said to me, not one publication reviewed the Whiskey concert. Not one in this country. Not one.
Yeah, I don't expect them to. What am I checking
I
the
didn't.
Guardian?
I didn't either.
Why am I checking the Guardian for their opinion on
But
the WizKid
if they
concert?
were reviewing it on some black people rushing the venue, all of you would carry the news because
So
it's so easy to sell negativity about black
so
people.
so wait, so somebody knows that nobody rushed.
Nobody rushed the venue. What happened was
How do you know this?
my cousin was outside. My cousin told me this. He said no one rushed the venue. We were
Yeah, but
queuing up, and he said, "Oh, they said this time you're allowed in, and that time they didn't allow people in." And Nigerians, there's no patience. There's like, bro, you said we can go in this time. This is happening here. The people just went stronghead. But it's
uh,
easy to sell. They rushed the venue.
yeah, but that's still rushing the venue. If the
Yeah, but
security is,
everyone said there were people with no tickets.
no, but the point is they rushed the venue.
No, 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 no.
Wait, wait.
With no tickets. There's a different motivation when you rush a venue, when you move past a security guard who is delaying you. There's a difference.
I think both of them make for the purpose of our discussion before. I think both of them are exactly the same. It's
But you didn't give
rowdy,
context. You
rowdy
said they
area.
rushed the venue with no tickets. So you made it seem as if niggas just were gooning up.
I didn't actually say they rushed it with no tickets. I said niggas rushed the venue, but I didn't
Right,
say.
but
But
that makes
I assumed
right.
possibly that they were rushing the venue because they didn't have tickets.
Right, because it's easy to push a narrative of negativity when it's black people.
But I think it's still negative if you rush it because they're delaying you and you don't feel like you should be delayed, so you start pushing over
But
security.
no. I've been in that position. I've seen how they police. I've seen how they do these events. They antagonize a group of you. You get frustrated. I remember one time we went to Erica Badu. They had one kiosk open, one ticket kiosk open. So everyone was getting frustrated. So it did look like a menace because people are frustrated. Same as festivals. You frustrate these people, they're going to act accordingly. They're trying to go to see a Wizkid concert. You told them this time. They want to go in at that time. So you're delaying it now. You're frustrating people. I understand
Look,
that doesn't look good, but my point here is it's so easy to sell a narrative of black people behaving negative.
Look, at the end of the day, look, I got to the concert. I asked them, "Is this the line?" I showed everything. I walked in. As far as I'm concerned, I can't. I don't know how to be responsible for every black person does. I don't know how to be responsible for me.
But you were the one chastising though.
I didn't chastise anybody first of all, but I
You
did
said
say
it's not a good look for us. That's what you said.
Yeah, I did say
Yeah,
that.
but that's chastising.
No,
That's
because I didn't go and like
hold on.
address anything to those
You don't
people.
have to be responsible for every black person does. But once you say we need to do this and it, that's being responsible for what they do.
No. I put my suggestions forward by all means. I'll speak up from time to time, but I'm not going to be held responsible for it. At the end of the day,
Don't speak on it.
No, I can definitely speak on something. That doesn't mean I need to be held
You
responsible
don't care
for
about.
it.
You just said you're not going to be responsible for it. You just want to speak on it, which is the problem we always have. People just want to speak.
Look, and I think we have every right to. That's the point in the podcast.
Yeah, but that's the problem. All you lot do is talk. It's just hype talk.
Wait, first of all, who are you talking to?
Everybody that talks.
But that's what we do for 2 hours every week on a podcast.
Not about black people and how they should behave.
But we don't take responsibility for what every person does that we talk about. We just talk about, we give our opinion on it.
What did we talk about today that we gave our opinion on?
About how people are when they travel, about, how hard it is.
We didn't say there should be a travel culture. Or can you imagine, when black people get to the airport, don't you hate when they're holding hands together? That's my point here. Every time black people get together, people are always quick to look for a way to say we should do this and we should do that. We should do this one, we should do that less. We should climb this ladder, we should not climb that ladder. It's like, can we live? None of you are in charge. None of you are even paying.
I don't even know what you're fighting for right now, because at the end of the day,
fighting for everyone to shut the fuck up.
That's not gonna happen though.
Of course not, which is sad.
But why should we?
The money's in the medicine.
Why? Your whole point is people shouldn't be commenting on what other people did, whilst you're commenting on those who are talking about it. You're doing the exact same thing.
No. I'm
doing the exact same thing.
No. I'm not talking about black people and their behaviors. I'm talking about people who want to talk about black people and their behaviors.
Yes,
and do something other than talk.
Yeah, but
That's
what I'm
saying, talking about.
You're doing the exact same thing you're saying they shouldn't do.
Did was you saw a group of black people and created them. Beautiful. What I'm doing is, why do you always have to create a narrative? That's my question. Why do you always have to talk?
So I asked you who you talking to right now, and you said everybody who just talks but is not going to be held responsible for what other black people do. I'm like, fine, that fits me, but that's a lot of us. So you want to be able to comment on us, the people who like to talk but will not be held accountable, because you believe that we shouldn't be talking about other people that we don't want to be held accountable.
No, because what you do, no, that's not what I'm saying. Because I believe you should not talk, because all you do is talk. You just feed out a narrative. I don't mind if you talk, but you have the actions to back it up. No one does any actions to back it up. It's just easy to chastise.
Look here, there's nothing that someone can do if you have free will, right? But all you can do is you can make your suggestion. And the thing is, we do have action plans to back these kind of things up, but it's never going to work unless either you're talking to one, the people who are organizing and it's something they do, or two, the people who are involved, who are often hard-headed and shouting down the mic at somebody else going, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
All you do is talk. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. But you don't do anything. The only thing you do is for your families. What do you do for black people in general? Nothing. What do you honestly do? You were the first person who was disappointed about black people rushing the show, but had no context. No context.
I don't.
Saw something on social media and ran with it.
Either way.
And that's the action plan. What's the action plan after that?
I don't have an action plan for this.
Right. So where's this action plan you're talking about?
I'm saying that there are. Look here. I sometimes these conversations with you are thoroughly frustrating because
Yeah, because
you're
you're annoying.
yeah because you are annoyed. That's two
You
different
are annoying.
things.
I'm not annoyed. I'm just
You
tired
are
of
annoyed. That's two
you
different things.
chastise a group of people that you're not responsible for. You just said I don't want to be responsible for them, but you love to
Mhm.
chastise. Why?
Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I'm going to try and slow down the pace of the conversation
You can do what
that
you want. You can speed
so
it up. You can speak in Arabic. Just speak.
I'm hoping that this might encourage some more listening rather than
I have listened to you.
responding.
I have listened to you the whole time.
Nah,
But you still say the same thing.
you're doing more responding than listening.
Okay, well then speak then, innit?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Like I said, I'm
Well,
gonna
hurry
try and
up.
slow it down. No, I'm gonna actually slow it down because I think
Okay,
we
slow
need
it
to.
down. Slow it down so we can all hear. Go on.
Thank you. All right, cool. So again, less of the response, more of the listening. All right, cool. My point is that when we are talking about when you observe a situation, you observe how people behave, you observe how things went down. You can have an opinion on it, right? We all have our opinions on how things go. You may even have suggestions as to how you think it can get better. But the truth is, you cannot act on someone else's behalf. So I can't be expected to be responsible for anybody else's behavior. And that's just the truth of it. That's just facts. That part is not even opinion anymore. That's just everybody can have opinions, but not everybody. I can't go and behave on behalf of the people that rushed the venue. I can only be responsible for myself, how I conducted myself at the venue, right? But the truth is, I do have an opinion on how other people behave. Why? Because it affects everything. It affects everything. Nobody gets to behave. No man is an island. If we're all going to a venue, we all follow certain rules. We all do certain things in a certain way so that things can run smoothly. So when we now extrapolate that and go big picture, the idea that those who have ideas need to be responsible for those who just decide they want to do as they please is quite ridiculous. We can have it. We can speak up and you can say, look, I don't think it should be like this. We speak about many things on this podcast. We speak about how white people behave, how the government behave, how billionaires behave, how Nigerians behave. Like, we speak about so many different people and we take zero actions on their behalf because a lot of the time it's their decision. And all we can do is lead by example.
That's people, bro. You're talking about speaking on things. I find you chastise. You come down. You have that boule look on black people. The good versus the bad. Why can't we all do this? You just spoke about the source awards without actually understanding where the source energy comes from. Why can't we just behave? And that mentality for me is detrimental to everything.
Yeah, of course, but I've seen you have a propensity to defend poor behavior because you take it personally. It's poor behavior. No, it's poor behavior. It's poor behavior. That's simple.
Because your prime minister is doing whatever he wants. That's
poor behavior.
But he's allowed to run a country. It's not poor behavior.
It's all poor behavior, man.
When black people mess up or act according way, we are hung by it, by society, which is just human behavior.
No, you're hung.
Nothing we don't do that other human beings don't do. Nothing. In the same capacities in different
poor behavior.
We get hung by the throat. So you say as poor behavior. It's not poor behavior. It's just human behavior. Humans behave like this all the time. All the time. And so what I'm saying is I'm tired of us being hung by behaviors that human beings display, that nobody else tries to fix up. When you watch the England game, England fans stormed the games.
Why are we having this conversation again? But why are we having this conversation again? Like, what? Because I think it starts off with me saying I want us to avoid going back to having this WizKid conversation again, and you've gone back to it because you had new information.
You mentioned WizKid, and that was thingy. That was listen. If you don't want to have a debate, that's fine. If you can't,
no, because there is no debate though. It's just it's a rehashing of the same position we had on the previous pod, and
we have the same position. No, I think the only difference is now I actually got more of a story of what happened that day.
Yeah, but you have the exact same position, which is that basically we can't say anything to anybody.
No, what I'm saying is stop looking at black people like we need to behave better. We do behave, but we can't now just take one faction of a team and blame the whole team for that. That's my point.
No,
you can't be responsible for every black person does. Yeah, it seems like we all want to. Go on Twitter today. Go on Instagram today. Any little thing a black person does, we've all done it.
Nah, not at all. You know that's not the case. I know you've. To be honest, I think a lot of time when we have these conversations, I think you're having a series of conversations you've previously had in other spaces, and the overflow of emotion lets me know that this is something that exists way beyond what I'm saying. Because often,
no, it's because you do it all the time.
No, I think you. I think you project a lot of stuff onto me that has nothing to do with me.
You just spoke about last time you spoke about black people in cinema, but then you spoke about your best experience when it was in that cinema. What I'm saying is, you're no different from those people that jump those gates, but you don't seem to think you are. We can do this better, we can do that better. No, you still get treated as that same person.
So wait,
So don't judge these people. Don't look at them like we need to do this better, we need to do that better. That's just life. Those people do not represent you.
It's not even about whether they represent me or not. I think you're projecting a lot of stuff on me.
I'm just saying.
If I say that
you have a look of black people as good and bad. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not true. I have a look at behavior as good and bad, and you love to ascribe it and say it's because they're black that, you know, because white people do this and black people do this and humans do this and blah blah blah. No, I'm saying there is good behavior and there's bad behavior, and the truth is whether it's a man doing, a woman doing, or a black woman doing it.
When it comes to black people, you judge them by their bad behaviors.
No, that's not true. I think you're projecting again on me. That's not true.
You just spoke about the Source Awards, and the first one was like, why do we have to behave like that? Why do we have to what?
Yeah, because I don't believe the Source Awards is black people. I believe no, because black people are bigger than the Source Awards. Black people do all sorts of concerts and venues.
The Source Awards is definitely black people. It's run by
no, it's not synonymous. It's not like if it's black, it's Source Awards, and if it's Source Awards, it's black. That's not true. It's not an equivalence. There's Source Awards is predominantly black, but there is black outside of Source Awards. So you can see if black people can put together a black jazz festival as well as Source Awards, then the truth is if I criticize the Source Awards, it does not say anything about the jazz festival, right? The jazz festival can be perfectly fine.
Like the Source Awards as it pertains to the jazz festival. Like, why can't it be like the jazz festival?
No, that's not the point. See, that's what I'm saying. You keep projecting on me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying whether there's a jazz festival or not.
Why can't it be like that's what you said? You said we have the BET Awards, there's no one fighting. That's what you said.
I'm saying this that like in terms of these are the same sort of events. I'm not comparing it to a jazz festival.
Earlier you said the BET Awards and stuff like that.
I'm saying that there are
awards be like that.
I'm saying, yes, in terms of them being the same similar kind of event, in terms of it is a hip-hop event. It is a hip-hop event, and you are basically making the point that if you are talking about these guys are going to have dope boys in the building and so on. And I'm saying, look, somehow now we managed to have events with rappers attending that don't end up in trouble. So why couldn't it be that way back then? Because essentially what I'm trying to address is that people dying and getting shot and beefs and fights starting and so on, because that is poor behavior in my eyes. That is fundamentally it. Exactly. It's not so much about black people.
It's poor behavior in your eyes because you're looking at it from behaving. You think people want to shoot and sell dope? You think people want to do that stuff? How'd you rectify that? By saying what? Don't do it?
No, that's why I said I'm not responsible for these people. I'm not responsible for them. I just simply believe that we should be able to have an award show without people shooting each other.
We should be able to live in a world where people don't get raped.
Yeah, that's true.
Really? We should be able to live in a world where kids are safe, where people can go to work and come home and see their families. But that shit don't happen.
Yeah, but for the most part, most of us walk around fairly fine.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah, but my point is that
the world works. But whenever black people do something, it's doubled down, it's highlighted, it's just go, we're going crazy, or we need to stop. There's no fathers at home. It just extends to so many different things, as opposed to what it really is, life.
Bro, have you ever tried therapy?
No, have you?
I have, and I think it would be helpful. Because I think this level of response to this kind of discussion, it goes to show that it's not what we're discussing that you're responding to.
But you remind me of the experiences I've gone through as a kid.
I know.
People looking at me like, if we just pulled our bootstraps up and tucked our ties in, we would do better. But
I know.
And I'm seeing how the world sees me.
I know.
With this energy of, if we just did this, it's like, well, fuck out of here. What do you know?
I know, I know. This is exactly, and this is not obviously in a mocking way, but this is what's referred to as a trigger. The idea is there's something that's happened. You do something here. It reminds me of this, and so therefore everything from here comes back and I revisit it right now. And I
I'm not
think that's what's happening because
passion. When I speak with passion. It's never anger. It's never animosity. That's another thing that pisses me off. Because everybody says, "Oh, from a calm down." I'm not angry. I'm just passionate. Can I not
yeah,
express passion?
you
No,
you
because I'm black.
you can express passion, but I think also we're on a podcast right now, so
Oh, that's what podcasts are about. Have you not seen Joe Biden's podcast? This nigga will have a 5-minute meltdown. I got the mic now. But everybody loves it.
no, not everybody loves it.
Songs and sing Kumbaya every episode. I love you, bro. Yeah, I love you too. But
There's
we're
a
gonna
lot.
talk about now more love.
There's a lot of his co-hosts who have left, or at least two, who have left working with him. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily show the Joe Budden podcast is the gold standard here in terms of a productive way to do a podcast. But my point I was trying to make is, it gets to a point where, there's an explanation for everything by all means. But also there's an element to which I don't particularly enjoy that kind of conversation. I don't enjoy
Well,
trying to speak over you or getting to a point where the listening is dialed down and the response is dialed up. I do like a bit of peace in my life from time to time. I like the energy. I like the spirited nature of it.
that's fine, innit? Then go and find a podcast. Go and do a podcast. Someone wants to have peace every day. Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's not gonna be like that every day. Sometimes we're gonna laugh. Sometimes we're gonna joke. Sometimes we're gonna disagree. So what?
yeah, it's not so much about disagreeing though. It's
What is
just
it about, man? What is it
it's
honestly about?
it's honestly about getting to a point where it's not a conversation anymore. It's just a series of
If you're
being
taking
mischaracterized or not listened to.
if you're taking this anything other than passion and really caring about what I feel about in terms of being black and whatnot, that's your business. I really don't care. I really don't care.
I think that's evident, but
Yeah.
I'm giving you a chance to do.
It's beyond that, or I'm trying to upset you or ruin your day, and it's like I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not trying to what's the word antagonize or anything like that. But you have to understand, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And
Yeah.
so it comes out like that. And if you can't take that, I'm sure you have to see that. But I'm not gonna apologize for it.
No, I don't really want you to apologize for it. I just think what you have right here.
So you know.
What you have is an opportunity. I think you very clearly understand yourself. But I think, when you have the respect of having a conversation with somebody or working with somebody, you have an opportunity to understand somebody else. And then you have a chance to necessarily go, well, do you know what? Is this how I necessarily want to go about things? Is this the best way forward? And so on. You can make that assessment for yourself. But what I'm trying to say to you is, I have an understanding of who you are. You spent a lot of time explaining who you are. And why these things affect you in a certain way and why you communicate in a certain way. But it's not enough after a while to just simply say, well, this is who I am, this is the way I am. After a while, you have to go, well, who is the person I'm speaking to?
I'm not trying to hear that.
Well, that's the opportunity you have.
And Kanye West went on TV and said slavery was a choice. Did all the madnesses things you said, all of you gave him a pass. All of you wanted to listen to him again. His latest episode on Drink Champ, he said all the maddest things. Everybody should go and work him as a producer. So don't come and give me that. It's always good when you like the person or when you revere their work. Then you want to give them lies. But now you want to tell me, but if you want to respect someone, that's a lie. That's a lie.
That's the level. See, that's the lack of respect that it just doesn't work in terms of when you're having a conversation with somebody. You've done a lot of mischaracterization of who I am, right? Throughout the pod or whenever. Like you just go, well, you're the kind of person, or you're just one of that. You're like boule mentality, but like that's a lot of stuff that you bring from your own life and project onto me, and that's fine. But I think after a while, there gets a point where you just kind of go, all right, well, but I've said a lot of stuff about this guy. Let me actually listen and try and understand this guy, where he's coming from, because that's the respectful thing to do. And I think that's the part that's missing right now.
I know where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying.
I'm not sure you do. I think you give yourself a lot of credit.
What I'm saying to you is it doesn't help that we have this outlook. That's what I'm trying to say. That we have this outlook. That to see black people as always doing something. That's what I'm trying to say. But if that's fine. That's fine. We don't have to discuss this ever again.
Yeah, I think, but it's not so much. The topic's already moved on from. I think what I'm addressing with you right now is the lack of care or respect for, when I'm talking to you about like dialing down response and turning up to listening. I'm saying that because when I'm speaking and you take the shortcut and say, well, I already know what he means, or I already know what he says. And I think there's a benefit of the doubt that I don't get given a lot of the time. And I think it's important in order to have a conversation, to be able to have that benefit of the doubt, to, be able to think through what I'm saying fully, explain myself fully, and not necessarily have every single word that I mention that reminds you of something else be jumped off on. So when I'm saying this, it's not because I don't know you're a passionate person or because I don't know this or blah blah blah. I'm saying that there's certain level of understanding that's required of me, but there's a certain level of understanding that's required of you. And I think you're a bit too quick to say, "F all that. I don't want to do that." As soon as the understanding is required of you, that's all. That's all. Do with that what you will. But I thought I'd drop that there
I
for
say
you.
F that too, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not surprised, but I'll just give it to you because I believe in people. So you do with that as you please. Other than that, is there anything else you wanted to drop for today?
Nope.
All right. On that note, guys, yo, we made it somehow, even though it's late today. Apologies for the pod being late. Please still keep interacting. Let us know your thoughts. It'd be good to get some interaction on this one. And if you've got some thoughts on what we've discussed today as well, in particular, it'd be very good to hear from you, especially this ongoing discussion around people's behavior and the events that we've discussed. At Fumbi Omataya on Instagram, at Fumbi on Twitter, at olathecomedian on everything, because that's on neighborhood. And I don't know if this guy remembers the last bit because he's on the phone. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right. Peace. I'm out.